Charlie Kirk's parents have stayed silent for years. They've watched the scandals, the rumors, and the unexpected drama surrounding Erica Kirk's spiral across the internet over and over. Never saying a word, never defending, never denying, never stepping in. But now that silence is over. According to people extremely close to the family, Charlie's parents have finally broken down and revealed the one thing they swore they would never say publicly: what Erica made Charlie do behind closed doors. And the truth? It's worse than anyone thought. This revelation didn't leak from staff, donors, or group chats. It didn't appear in a DC whisper network. It came from inside the Kirk household. And what Charlie's parents allegedly revealed isn't just shocking. It completely redefines everything the public thought they knew about Erica, about Charlie, and about the real power dynamic inside that marriage. According to the family insider who broke the story, tension inside the Kirk family had been rising for months. Long before any public scandals, long before the TPUSA drama, long before Candace Owens or leaked messages, behind the scenes Charlie was changing. He was acting differently, withdrawn, second-guessing himself, making choices he would never have made on his own. His parents noticed immediately. The insider claims Charlie's mother confronted him quietly, asking, "Why are you letting her make these decisions for you? This isn't who you are." But instead of pushing back, Charlie reportedly lowered his head and whispered something so heavy, so alarming, so out of character, that it left his mother in tears. It was only then that his parents finally understood the truth about Erica's influence over him. They didn't reveal everything publicly. They didn't expose the exact words. But they did reveal one chilling sentence. He had been doing things he never wanted to do because she told him he had to. The internet has no idea what that means yet, but his parents do. And now they want the world to know the truth. Long before Charlie's parents ever revealed a single word, before whispers left the walls of their home, there had been something fundamentally wrong. A shift, a heaviness surrounding Charlie that nobody could explain. People around him noticed it in subtle ways. The spark he once carried, the sharpness in his tone, the confidence in his speeches, the calm steadiness in his leadership, it began fading. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but silently, gradually, like a candle losing oxygen. Insiders close to TPUSA noticed it first. He paused more in meetings, hesitated before decisions, and began deferring choices he once made instinctively. Worst of all, he started saying a phrase he had never said before: "I need to check with Erica." First, staff didn't think much of it. Married people consult each other, that's normal. But this wasn't consultation. This was dependence. This was fear. Charlie Kirk, the face of an entire political movement, was suddenly acting like he couldn't speak unless someone behind him nodded first. But the shift didn't begin in the office, it began at home. Charlie's parents had been watching him change long before anyone else noticed. His mother, who had always shared a close emotional connection with him, sensed something was off the moment Erica began tightening her grip behind the scenes. Charlie stopped calling as much, stopped visiting, stopped sounding like himself. Whenever his mother asked if everything was okay, Charlie brushed it off. "I'm fine, just busy." But he wasn't fine. Not even close. There was a night months before any public scandals, when Charlie's parents realized something was deeply wrong. It was late, nearly midnight, when Charlie showed up at their home unannounced. Pale, drained, eyes sunken, hands shaking slightly, he stepped inside. His father froze. "Charlie, what happened?" he asked. But Charlie didn't explain. He just sat down at the edge of the couch, staring at the floor as if his mind couldn't hold itself together. His mother said he looked like a man carrying a secret he wasn't emotionally prepared to carry. A weight that didn't belong to him, a burden someone placed on his shoulders without his consent. When his parents pressed gently, Charlie admitted something strange. "I'm tired. I feel like I'm disappearing." That word broke his mother. She asked, "Disappearing? How? What kind of pressure are you under? Is this about work?" But Charlie shook his head. "It's not work." His parents exchanged a glance. If it wasn't work, and it intensity and story structure without involving real public figures, what was destroying him? His parents had no idea until that night. Slowly, cautiously, almost fearfully, Adrian finally whispered, "She wants me to do things I don't feel right about." Adrian didn't answer. He didn't nod or shake his head. He simply stared at the floor with empty eyes. That silence was all the confirmation his parents needed. For the first time, the mask Adrian had been wearing cracked. His voice trembled as he murmured, "I can't say it. If I say it, I'm afraid things will get worse." A few weeks later, long after midnight, Adrian called his mother. His voice ragged, hoarse, almost broken. "Mom, I don't know who I am anymore." "You don't understand," he whispered. "She says if I don't do what she wants, everything falls apart." His mother never got the chance to ask, because suddenly another voice drifted through the phone. Cold, stern, unmistakably angry. "Lila." Adrian's entire tone shifted instantly. He went silent, rigid, obedient, like someone who'd been caught stepping out of line. The breaking point came during a family dinner that was meant to be calm and warm, but wasn't. Adrian barely ate, barely spoke, barely seemed aware of anything around him. He looked disconnected, like someone fading quietly from his own life. Adrian paused, staring at his hands, then whispered, "I don't get to decide things anymore." Before Adrian could respond, Lila, who had been scrolling her phone with icy detachment, finally looked up and said sharply, "We've discussed this. He needs discipline." "Discipline?" his father snapped. "He's a grown man. He doesn't need permission to live his life." Her eyes hardened. She placed her phone down deliberately. "He made a commitment. I'm holding him to it." He just sat there, shoulders slumped, eyes lowered, breathing slow and defeated. A man who wasn't living, only surviving. Later that night, before leaving his parents' home, Adrian lingered for a moment alone with his father. Adrian's voice came out in a broken whisper. "You don't understand. If I stop, she'll ruin everything." That was the night his parents finally broke their silence. The night they confided in someone they trusted. The night the truth began its slow, inevitable unraveling. The real confrontation came a few weeks later. Early spring. A quiet evening. A soft knock on Adrian's door. Forward, blocking him with her body. His father's voice lowered to a controlled growl. "We're not asking as critics. We're asking as his parents." Again she snapped. "He has boundaries. He's finally becoming disciplined. You should be proud of him." The same word echoed in the room. Disciplined The same word she had used at dinner, in messages. The same word that had triggered weeks of fear and tension. His mother could no longer hold back. "Disciplined? He's not in a training program. He's your husband, not your project." A long, heavy silence fell. Desperation flickered across his eyes before he whispered, "I cut ties with 2 of my oldest team members." His mother's voice shook with disbelief. These are people who helped build his entire career. How could they undermine anything? But the real twist came next. When his mother asked again, "What else did she make you do?" He hesitated, then whispered, "I changed my will. She said I needed to protect her legally." He muttered. Certain things needed to be in writing. Finally, he revealed the darkest part. "She told me if I didn't sign, she'd expose something I told her in confidence. She told me if I didn't comply, everything I trusted her with would be revealed," he admitted. And she responded calmly, as if rehearsed, "He told me something before we were married. If it got out, it would destroy him. I told him to make choices that protect us." "You manipulated him," his mother said, stepping forward. "You isolated him. You made him cut off the people who loved him. You threatened him with his own secrets. How could you do that?" Her response was chilling. "He should have known better than to tell me something that." And then came the first major revelation, one no outsider had known. His father demanded, "What secret are you holding over him?" "Something from his past," she said. "Something he confessed in confidence. Something I used strategically." "Please stop," he begged, voice cracking. His mother turned to him, desperate. What is she talking about? But he couldn't speak. He looked broken, frozen. She stepped back, calm and satisfied, control confirmed. According to the insider, his mother later confided, "He didn't change by choice. He changed because she knew something about him. Something he's terrified would come out." And there was another change she noticed, something even worse than fear or pressure. His eyes. They looked like someone who had signed something he could never undo. It wasn't just his will. He had signed a binding legal agreement she drafted, forced him into a document his parents hadn't even known existed. The moment they discovered this, something inside them shattered. This wasn't emotional manipulation anymore. This was strategic, structured control. A contract, a paper trail. On the surface, it seemed harmless, polite, simple, like something any couple might sign. But underneath, it was a behavioral compliance contract. All major decisions had to go through her: oversight of accounts transferred, limits placed on communication, attendance in sessions she approved, submission to rules she dictated, consequences enforced for violations. He couldn't answer. Erica, standing in the doorway, said coldly, "He told me everything he did before we met." He couldn't speak. She stepped closer, calm, collected. "I'm protecting him. And if he breaks boundaries, yes, I will use what he told me." Weeks later, a quiet investigation revealed the ultimate escalation. He had signed over partial ownership of a trust meant to protect him. After the marriage, she was added as primary beneficiary. His parents were removed. Trusted advisors removed. Erica became sole authority. The confrontation that followed was brutal. According to the insider, his father didn't ease Ito anything. He leaned in and demanded, "Why did you let her take everything from you?" Charlie's reply was barely a whisper. She said, "If I didn't, she'd release something about me." His father pushed harder. "What could she possibly have that's worth surrendering your entire life?" Charlie swallowed, voice shaking. "I told her something I've never told anyone. Something from before any of this, before my career, before the platform, before everything." Charlie's voice was paper thin. "She said she found something in my old messages. Something from years ago. Something she could twist. Something she said would destroy me if she shared it with the wrong people." His father felt sick. "Charlie, nothing in your past justifies what she's doing to you." "You don't understand," Charlie whispered. "If she releases what she claims to have, everyone will believe it." That was when Charlie cracked. "A message I sent when I was younger. A message that could be taken the wrong way." Charlie's next words were barely audible. "She says it could look like misconduct." Days later, a new leak surfaced. Not from staff, not from family, but from someone inside her circle. In the audio, Erica said calmly, almost smugly, "I don't need to release anything. I just need him to believe I will." His parents were crushed. She didn't even have proof. She didn't need real evidence. She only needed his fear. The same insider leaked a draft of a second agreement Erica planned to force Charlie to sign. A contract even darker than the first. Someone inside TPUSA leaked a message between Erica and the chief of staff, sent months. When his father confronted him again, he asked, "Did she threaten you with multiple things?" "She said I need her. She said she's the only thing standing between me and destruction, afraid of the alleged evidence she claimed to hold, even if none of it actually existed." If Charlie was ever deemed emotionally compromised, Erica would gain full legal control over his decisions. The public outcry was immediate. Once the contract and its clauses were leaked, the narrative could no longer be spun. Social media exploded, and TikTok became the epicenter of the storm. Creators mapped the saga with digital conspiracy boards, pins, strings, timelines, connections. Why did Charlie sever ties with two of his oldest mentors? Why did he alter his will? Why transfer a trust? Why sign a behavioral contract? And most importantly, why was Erica pushing for power of attorney? Millions poured into the comments, analyzing every detail. She wasn't just influencing him. She was constructing a legal CAG. One viral TikTok, viewed 22 million times in 12 hours, left audiences stunned. The creator stared into the camera and declared, "You don't request power of attorney unless you're preparing for your partner to fail." Clips were stitched endlessly. Questions multiplied. Fail how? Why would he break? What did she need to control? Theories spread like wildfire. Was she shielding a secret? Planning leverage for a potential divorce? Preparing to declare him unfit for leadership? YouTube followed with hour-long exposés titled things like, "Charlie Kirk wasn't in control," "The secret Erica held," and "Contract leaks explained." This isn't normal. Supporters worried. Charlie was being isolated, manipulated, and trapped. Defenders of Erica tried to reframe the narrative. She was protecting the marriage, holding him accountable. But the contract spoke louder than any defense. Then a conservative podcast host went live with a chilling hint. I heard this months ago. I didn't believe it, but the Kirk family is covering for something massive. No details, just the implication. The scandal ran deeper than anyone realized. The clip went viral. Speculation went nuclear. Was it a past relationship? A political scandal? Something legal? Something personal? Reddit exploded. One user wrote, "She claims multiple pieces of evidence exist.